again, we are very honored to have Jeffrey back on the show with us. So, Jeffrey, thank you so much
My
for being
pleasure.
here. I loved having you the last week, and I was lucky enough to be the only person to enjoy your class. Sometimes it is nice to have group energy, but sometimes it's a real treat just to have you as a teacher all to myself. So that was great. I really enjoyed it last time, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I have one quick question about the last episode. And I found it really difficult, and I was just curious. Is there a particular group of muscles or a particular muscle that I need to engage? Because I noticed you were able to take your foot behind your neck. What is it that's stopping me? Because my hips are fairly flexible, but I'm not able to get my foot behind. What is it that's stopping me, other than my 12 pack? Is there is there a way that I should be engaging my muscles? I think it might help my viewers understand it.
Yeah, whenever you do a movement like this, that where you're taking your leg away from your center,
Right.
If your legs are tight, like if your inner thighs are tight,
Oh, okay.
then it's going to be hard to just like swing your leg.
So it's
open
not
and
really
down.
my hip; it's the inner thigh that I need to work on.
Could be your inner thigh. It
Got
could
it.
also, you know, be something back here, some stiffness back there.
Ah,
But, anytime that happens, you can sometimes play with just bending your knee
okay.
versus straightening the
Going
leg.
all the way out. Okay.
And then it usually helps a little
Right.
bit. Yeah.
So, which means I also need bending my knee is to give myself that extra leverage, but I also need to work on the inner thigh, the
Yeah.
adductors.
Yeah, Dr. Magnus.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't want too much.
The inner
technical
thigh
stuff, but
muscles,
It's good to
yeah.
know inner thigh muscles.
Because
yeah.
you don't walk around the street like this,
Exactly,
right?
that's
We're
probably-
usually, especially women,
Right.
are taught to keep
Right,
their
right.
legs.
Together.
And then
yeah.
there's the whole thing on the subway about
What's it, man?
spreading.
Man spreading, right? I know.
I'm gonna spread my legs on the subway. Sorry about it.
I know. I don't care if I take 3 seats, right? Thanks to our crew, Antonio Camacho, Lizette Perez, and our facilitator, Malik Parker. Thank you so much. Antonio's our technical director. I guess today Lizette may be our technical director, but they work as a team and they work beautifully together. So thank you, Antonio and Lizette. And thanks, Malik, as well. Jeffrey's website, which will come on one more time. There it is, right there. Jeffrey Scott Duval, jeffreyscottduval.com. I was saying it the Indian way with a W sound, but it's DUVAL.yoga. I'm going to get the hang of this, Jeffrey.
It's a dot yoga.
And he's also on Facebook, Jeffrey Scott Duval, and on Instagram at Jeffrey Duval.
And you're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter, that's right. It's
Which is
Yoga
hilarious.
Express on Twitter. Why? That's the way I get to
Because
announce
Twitter
the
isn't
show.
for yogis at all.
It's not?
Twitter is for people who want to get into arguments and then see it published in people with like
Okay, I'm tempted, but I don't want to go into the political side. I was going to say like someone we know, but maybe
Nah.
not. Nah, not worth it.
we're
Right.
here to relax.
Exactly. No, I'm there. I actually go on Twitter for the simple reason. I know that's nice plug-in for Twitter as well. But I like to go on Twitter because it's a great way to announce. For those of you actually, good you brought it up. For those of you who don't know when we are taping, one, we have my website, of course, yogaexpress.com. But you can also go on Twitter. Yoga Express is my handle. Go on Twitter and you'll know exactly when we're taping, when the episodes are going to air, and who's teaching it. Most of the times I get a chance. I usually announce a few days before the taping, and it's usually one weekday every week that we tape. So come in, enjoy, and you get expert teachers like Jeffrey taking you through a sequence of very simple postures. Jeffrey,
All right.
what is our plan for today?
We are going to enjoy back bends.
Yes, I need that. Thank you.
So back bends are really good if you sit a lot, if you're sitting in the couch, or if you have a job where you work at a desk, or if you drive or commute a lot. We're always kind of in this
Right.
flexion, kind of hunched over mode. And so back bends help awaken the energy of the spine, and they actually help you with your appetite. It makes you hungry to do back bends.
Oh,
So
okay.
it opens
Massages
up your
inside. Right.
digestive system. Yeah, and it gives you energy. So
Right.
it's really good.
Is it true? I think I might have learned it in our teacher training program.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it came up in one of the discussions, but is it true that when you're feeling depressed or more negative, you
If-
hunch it.
If you're feeling depressed or negative or sad, check in with your body language.
Right.
You're almost always, if you're depressed, you're going to be like this.
Right. So if you make a conscious effort to
So,
move.
do the opposite, and it'll help you feel the opposite. Not like right away, but.
So I can see how the back bends are going to help us with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to warming up.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to start on our belly.
Okay.
Now, if you're pregnant, you don't want to be on your belly. You could be on your side.
Yeah, the little one's not going to like it.
We're going to come into Sphinx. So, Sphinx is a 90-degree angle in your arms. Elbows underneath your shoulders. So your upper arms go straight up and down. And the feet are pointed. Push down through the tops of the feet. Lift up through the thighs. Draw your chest forward. Just for the neck. Exhale, drop your head down. Inhale, swing your head over to the right like a pendulum. Exhale, swing it down. And let that pendulum swing the other way. We just do half circles in the neck because it's a little bit better on the neck. You can do a full circle, but it's just nice to do these half swings so that you can feel the trapezius and all of the muscles in the shoulder relax. How does that feel? Good?
Feels wonderful.
All right. So now we're going to come back to center. And we're going to exhale. If you have glasses on, you can take off your glasses. Push your forehead down. Interlace your hands behind the back of your head. And as you push your head down with your hands, try to lift your head up without moving your head. So you're going to feel the back of your neck go.
Got it.
Right? It's going to feel elongated. This is what we want to happen during all back bends. You don't ever want to throw your head back and get a crease in that neck. So you want to keep that nice, beautiful, long neck. Now we're going to see if we can lift up. So as you inhale, come up, lift up through your chest.
That's a tough one.
Exhale, come down. It might just be a baby one, right?
Yep.
Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. And now inhale, come up. This time reach your arms back. It's a little easier this way. And only if you feel ready, lift your legs and come into the locusts, Shalabhasana. So if this hurts your lower back, just keep your legs down, or you can keep your legs up and keep your forehead down. So now the muscles that are working are all of the muscles in the back, muscles of the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, in the trunk. And Banu is coming down, so I think she's ready. So now you're going to take your hands under your forehead and give your hips a little rock side to side. So the other back bend that's pretty easy, it's not too challenging, is Cobra. So you bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And let's just kind of start to roll the shoulders around a little bit. Just find some movement here. If you think of a cobra, they're not going to be frozen in a shape, right? They're going to be moving. You can circle your head.
I've always wondered, is that because they don't have a skeleton? They're always so fluid, right?
Well, they do kind of have a skeleton, don't they? Am I going to sound really unintelligent now?
No, I have no
TV?
idea. I never thought of snakes.
I thought they had, it might not be like bones, but it's some kind of, I don't know. We're going to have to, we should have done our research. We should have done our fact checking. Do cobras have bones?
Viewers out there, feel free to write in.
We don't have too many cobras in Manhattan.
No.
So now that you've gotten yourself juiced up, we're going to come into Cobra. So lift up and feel your whole front of your chest open. Good.
That is amazing. I don't know how you got your hands off by staying up. Oh, wow.
And then we're going to come up to hands and knees and press back into our dog. Downward facing. We're just going to move through a simple lunge series now. So as you inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step your foot through to lunge. Let's go low first. So bring your back knee down. Push into your front foot. Draw in from your belly and lift your arms up overhead. If this is too intense, keep your hands low, either on your hips or you can keep your hands on the floor. So as you feel your hips shift forward, start to feel the opening on the front of your left hip. Then exhale back into downward dog. Then inhale your left leg up. One-legged downward dog. Exhale, step your foot through. Let's go low again, back knee down. Push into your foot, navel in, lift up through your arms. Crescent lunge. The other thing that's important in back bending is you want your hips to be even in back bending. That's why crescent lunge is nice to warm up for back bending. Exhale, good. Downward dog. You're getting warmed up.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Thinking of the sitting on the computer, on the chair at computers.
Oh yes, get rid of all your
I've
furniture.
been doing a lot. I like that. No, but I've been doing a lot of sitting in the last month.
Inhale, we're going to come into plank now.
Oh.
And really feel your arms nice and strong. Try bending your elbows a little bit. Do little mini push-ups. Just little babies. And then let's lower knees, chest, chin. We know the next one. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Downward dog. One more lunge. Inhale, right leg lifts up. This time, as you step your foot through, between your hands, you can come into a high lunge if you feel ready. So this requires a little bit more balance with the eyes. Hands to the hips, or take your arms up for crescent lunge. There's a reason why people do squats at the gym. Do you feel it?
Oh, it's burning.
We're working our legs.
Yep.
Exhale, downward dog. You get stuck in an elevator, no worries. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Glide through to cobra. Stay low or go high. Exhale, downward dog. Do the best you can. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Good. Exhale, step your foot through. If your foot falls short, just take as many steps as you can to try to get that foot between your hands. If you need low lunge, drop your knee. Otherwise, high lunge. Use your hands to feel the hips even. Maybe lift your arms up. And eyes are steady on a point. We call that drishti, gaze, to help anchor the mind. Breathe here. Keep lifting up through your back thigh. Good. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. And we're going to come back to Sphinx. You still alive?
Hanging in there.
Do you feel your
But it
heart
feels
kind
good.
of beating a little?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your
You
heart.
can feel that internally.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cardio here. Try bending your right leg. Swivel your left forearm in. And try to reach your foot, catching that foot. Good, and you can keep it here or try the frog. So to come into the frog, you spin your thumb and your shoulder internally.
Can this frog be one-legged frog?
It can be,
I wouldn't get the other leg, I know.
you're like a quarter frog.
Quarter.
Yeah, it could be a quarter frog or a half frog. Point being is, as this heel presses down, you're feeling the release of the hip flexor. You feel that?
Hold on. Say that again. So as this, the right heel?
The heel goes down deeper,
Oh,
You feel
yeah,
your
now
hip,
I feel it.
You feel your hip release,
Yeah,
yeah?
so I wasn't doing it earlier. I wasn't doing it right earlier.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah, now I can feel it.
Make sure the knee is okay. Then we're going to change sides. Bend your left leg. Reach
It's so important to know why we are doing certain moves, right? When you explain it that way, then I know which muscle to work. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you might already feel it here. If you can't reach your foot, just reach back this way.
Right.
If this is intense, stay here. This is like half bow. Or spiral in and the heel goes down. Yeah. So as the heel goes down, the thigh, front of the hip opens.
I can hear my heartbeat. Cesar de Para's music. Boom, 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 boom.
Then release that foot. Reach back with both hands. Our visual just fell over.
That's okay.
Catch
this
your
is
feet.
The tricky one.
If this is too hard, just do one at a time, like we did before, no problem. Or use a strap.
Am I allowed to lift my knees off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me try that.
Lift your knees, chest forward, thighs hug in. Now, as you exhale, come down a little bit, like a submarine. Inhale, float up to the top. Exhale, go down. Inhale, let the lungs take you up. Exhale, down again. And now you're loving me. Inhale. Loving yoga. Opening. And now come down. Take your forehead down.
This submarine is going to the bottom of the ocean.
And windshield wiper those shins. Slow or however feels good. All right?
It feels so nice when you've had a little bit of intense workout and then doing a move like this, which is helpful for the knees as well, but also brings so much relief.
This is this is like a counter twist, right? Because we're twisting and releasing the hip. Yeah. Because we haven't opened our hips at all. Okay, we got a couple more back bends. Okay. So hopefully your spine is still feeling good. Is it still feeling good?
Feels good.
All right, so let's come back through Cobra. Or
did I talk myself into something really tough?
If you want up dog, slide your hands back a little bit and lift everything up except for your hands and your feet. If up dog is too intense, stay low in Cobra. And remember, back of your neck keeps lengthening. Pull from your belly. Come back into down dog. And now walk your feet forward. Let's come into a ragdoll. So bend your knees. Clasp opposite elbows. And just let your head hang down like a ragdoll. Or you could say dead doll, but that doesn't sound as nice, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to slowly come up. Now one of my favorite poses is dancer pose. Now when we say dancer, we're talking about Nataraj, which is the cosmic dancer. So it's fun, but it's also deep if you look it up.
It is very meaning
the
wise
cosmology
as well as
of Shiva. So we're gonna shift onto our left foot and lift your right knee up. And then just eyes are steady, just swing your foot a couple times, back and forward. And then now just swing your foot back and try to catch your foot. Then see if you can take your other hand in front of you. And don't do what I'm doing, I'm looking around the room, losing my focus. Then try pushing your foot back as your chest goes forward. So you're finding that same back bend, but now standing on one leg. Good. And breathe.
That's a part that's tough. I love it.
Turn this palm up so your shoulder wraps open.
Oh, I get it.
Otherwise, it looks a little too Third Reiki.
I was going to say, I didn't
Reikian.
know if it's okay to say it on air.
Yeah, Natarash. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Let's do the other side. Good. You know, some people have trouble balancing. If that's the case, you can just use a chair or a wall
That's a great
or a friend.
Right. Tip them over.
Coming onto the other side. So eyes are steady. Lift your left knee. This is helpful if you're having trouble reaching for that foot. Get a little momentum, kick it back. Catch your foot. Again, don't watch me because I'm about to fall over. Then your hand can either be outside or inside. Same concept. As you push your heel away, the front of this hip starts to open. Maybe use your other arm as a counter support. Sorry, I'm not trying to cover your face.
Oh, that's all right.
And maybe let go a little bit
We have
deeper.
an amazing crew. They'll pick us up on the inside.
So it's natural to kind of waver, teeter, totter if that's the case. If you fall, just get back up and try again. And then when you're ready, we'll come back.
It's like lessons in
Can
life
shake
too.
it out.
You fall, you get up and move on, right?
Yeah, you fall. It's nature's way of showing you
That there is something better.
to balance in another way. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna squat down now. So open up your knees. You either take a baby squat, a yoga curtsy, or adjust your
What did you call that?
yoga curtsy,
Oh, I like that.
or you can come down, elbows. You might have to bring your feet in a little bit, or come all the way to a low squat. So now this is like totally the opposite, right? Letting the hips sink down, but then squeeze the knees in and then push your elbows away so the chest is opening and the shoulder blades are retracting. Couple breaths here in Malasana. Good. Then we're going to come down to sit because after all, this is Yogaxpress.
So we're expressing everything.
Let's straighten the left leg. Cross the right foot on top for seated twist. Turn towards the knee, the bent knee, using your hand, or if you can, your elbow. Push down through your foot, sitting bones, and lift up through the crown. As you inhale, lengthen, and exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, nice twist. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhaling, twist. Good. Let's take a counter twist to the other side. And we'll change sides. So press your other foot on top. Sit up as tall as you can. Twist towards the left. Using your hand or elbow. Everything that's touching the floor, press it down. Head and everything else lifts up in the opposite direction. As you inhale, get long. As you exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale again. Good. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now come back to center. Plant both feet in front of you like railroad tracks and bring your hands back a couple of feet. Push down and lift up into a tabletop. Good. Exhale, come down. Straighten both of your legs. Inhale, lift your arms up. Now you may need to bend your knees here as you reach forward for the feet. You could also use a strap. Feel free to straighten the legs, folding down. If this is too much for you, if your hips are too tight, you could do Baddha Konasana from the other class, the episode just before this. So Paschimottanasana is the seated forward bend, and it is a very good counter to all of our back bends that we did in this little class.
There was a little forward, you know how you get those internet forwards? Someone drew a sketch of a girl doing Paschimottan. She called it nail paint asana.
Painting your nails.
Yeah. Sitting up.
Yeah. So once again, thank you for joining us. You can stay in Paschimottanasana or Baddha Konasana for as many breaths as you'd like, as long as the body feels good. Remember, you can always end your session by just coming onto your back and resting for about 5 minutes.
While the credits are rolling, I'd like to thank our team, Antonio Camacho, our technical director, and Lizette Perez, our director. I guess your roles are interchangeable, but you guys are such a great team. Thank you. And thanks to Malik Parker, our facilitator, as well, for making us look so good. On behalf of our amazing guest here, Jeffrey Duval, jeffreyscottduval.yoga. Look him up. He's also on Facebook and Instagram. Maybe if we have a few seconds, if we could get Jeffrey's details just one more time. I know credits have already rolled, Antonio, but could we get Jeffrey's credits one more time? Thank you. That's perfect.
Or you can call me.
How are they going to call you? There's no phone number.
I'm just kidding.
No, don't call
I don't answer my phone ever. So.
No, but get in touch with Jeffrey, and you can always ask him whether he's planning to make you do headstands. Get advance warning from him, and then decide to turn up. So that way I'll also know what Jeffrey's got planned.
And don't eat.
Don't eat. Actually, yeah, that's true, right? When you eat, it physically makes it difficult to do, especially forward.
You know, the ancient texts, in even modern science, they say before exercise, it's not a good idea to eat. Now, if you're starving, then have a yogurt or like a banana or something. But you don't want to eat a big meal before you get upside down or try to do this.
Just, right, otherwise you're going to throw up. Right?
Well, all your energy is trying to digest your food. So
I'm actually doing this Ayurveda program. It's a 150-hour program.
Yeah.
At 8-9 months.
That's a lot.
We're in the 6th module.
Yeah.
But that's precisely what they say. The acidity builds up, especially if you're doing physical practice after a meal. It can be bad. It can be bad for the body. Apparently it creates more acid.
It's just stressful.
Yeah. I wondered when I'd be throwing up.